First to 8 will lift the World Cup. Your commentary team, John Gwynn and Sid Waddell.
Agree with everything there. Me and John Gwynn on fence Sid, as we sometimes stick the noble tongue out. And I agree that the Barry Bates performance is important. Has not won a singles, but I've been checking the records, John, against New Zealand, who hit the 6 doubles for Wales. Barry Bates could be the king.
Yeah, and of course he got that very, very important 116 checkout that got him into the final. That for me was a champagne moment from Champagne himself,
43.
Barry Bates. But he really does have to up the ante on the scoring stakes. I won't sit on the fence. I think Barneveld and Coastompe as a pair, as a team, are stronger combined. That's the reason why.
Yes, some character, but this lad, what an amazing last match. 8-6 against Barney, 8-180s, 104 average, blistering darts.
I think Barney on his best form, Webster on his best form, will give us a treat. I think Coach Stompe is more likely to be effective in this match than Barry Bates. Everybody Welsh, or even with a Welsh name, and I possess one, will hope differently. But that's my notion, Sid.
Well, yeah, don't get paid for sitting on fences in here. The producer says, get your notions, they'll do the motions. Here we go then. The ex-plumber looking to smack the red bit. Cross one contains on the way.
Yes, on the wire, and on the wire may not be good enough now in this final. Barney 91, he'll make a bid. 17 needs a triple 14 now.
Oh.
Gets it. Oh yes, it.
Double 16 on the wire, and here comes a lad who could grace any story like a hobbit with a hernia. Hobbles to the hockey. Double 5. Oh, slack with an inch miss.
Yes, that wasn't just a miss, was it? It was almost nearer the treble than the double. We know Barry Bates is better than that. And Stompe, yes, he likes it. That's the first leg and against the throat.
You see Barney, like sitting opposite, an aggressive psychologist. Come on, I know your problems. I want to see him flung away. Business face on both of them. Snarling with effort, Stumpy. Mouth ajar. The casualness. Skull. Looks raring to go. Apologies to McGonagall fans.
140
versus worse. What a style. He's having a tremendous eye. That is incredible extraneous movement, this. It's like a footballer with 3 knee joints. But it works.
100.
Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it? For 2 of these players, it will be another world title. A second in the case of this lad. And a brilliant throw from Webster. He has been so good today.
Well, for over 30 legs,
55.
today he's averaged with 102.
Yes.
As the Welsh captain, back to back that was. Right then, the Welsh looking happy now. John Azarati and the boys sent some 20s earlier. What a team the Welsh had. Oh, I remember Morecambe, John, about 1984. What a team they had. Wales, led by Rhys and Evans. This lad is in that true tradition as well. North Wales brings it level. Look at that! Look at that!
Yes, I think Barry Bates quietly is extremely happy. Doesn't show any real sign of it. That's it. 4 years ago, wasn't it? 4.5 years ago, he was at Bolton in the UK Open final.
Lost to Barney.
43.
What a mixture. People here. What an amazing match. Well, Barry used to drive a cement lorry down where Fireman Sam was on the go. This is better than suit and cement.
Yeah, but there was an interesting point made earlier by Rob, because we've got 2 men here who won world titles. Barney 5. Plenty of titles, Barney. We remember doing Barney and Shelton in the pairs final back in 1997 at Bognor Regis. But for Barney and for Webster, it's no new thing. For the other two, what an opportunity. And Barney gets his maximum now.
That's right. At the moment, Bates the only player in this final lot to get a maximum.
Netherlands should require
That will change.
155.
Tends to spend 2 or 3 legs getting his range on the 60. Here we go then. Cool. Cool, man, cool. Stay safe up Amsterdam.
96.
Oh, what a great cover shot after having delayed matters. The camaraderie between these players as teams
100.
and
Netherlands
across the
require
teams
59.
has been first class, and yet the competitiveness has never been greater. Well, he wanted single 19, 38 scored, 21 left.
Here we go. Double 8. Just missed it.
51.
Well, I remember years ago, Leighton and Reece team talked to Roxy Jones and Kerry Morgan, and it was win, win. I tell you, win. That's the psychology of top darts.
25.
Oh, worst
Netherlands
visit he's
should require
had
8.
in the last 30 legs he's played. Double
In
4 for
showing the
good.
third leg to the
Puts the
Netherlands.
Dutch lads head again, Johnny.
Yes, you're right, Sid. And in fairness to Mark Webster, it was the worst visit he'd had, but it didn't matter. They were well behind, and he can put that out of his
57.
mind now because it was won so convincingly by the Dutch.
Came to the PDC. Spring of 06.
58.
Listed Mardle in Sunderland, just down the road from here. Then went to Bournemouth and did a 9-darter. Won the UK Open. Got the
100.
nickname the Plague from the Hague, Barney. And cool. Used to clang trolleys in Amsterdam. Now he clangs tungsten.
Oh dear, that's that same dart which earlier in the day I said, look at the point on it. Get it to the sharpener, and he hasn't.
Good point, John.
No, it isn't a good point. It fell out.
100.
Sorry, Sid.
Here we go. Barney and Stompy. Sounds like a Dutch punk band. Barney and Stompy. Oh, wow.
125.
Try a bit of rap in a minute. Here we go. Oh, into the barrel first. Well, I said Barry will be getting
60.
going on the 180 soon, but sick as a parrot at the moment. Whereas Mark Webster had a shed load of 180s earlier. 8 in the singles
58.
against Barney.
Yeah, you know the odd thing about this game, it's rather unusual in a way that I feel as though you've got 2 games going on in one here. Barney against Webster,
96.
Stompy against Bates. I really do think it's as stark as that. We're going to compare like to like, champion with champion, non-champion with non. Barney now going again. Barnes storming his way to tops.
Barney storming his way, dead right. 2 14s, double 7. You had 6 in one match. The other night, dead right. The minute. We got 2 Prince Charmings and 2 Cinderellas on the stage. But you know what happens when the clock strikes midnight? Pumpkins turn into stagecoaches. Look at that! Adrenaline zapping like kinetic energy between the 2 Dutchmen.
Yeah, the pantomime season soon upon us.
45.
But on this particular stage right now, something just a little more serious perhaps.
Understacker. Tried the understacker there, which he got earlier, half a dozen times. Oh, here he goes. Nearly got it third. Nearly in the corner. If he starts hitting them 180s, you've got a real match on here. Blocks the bed. He's going to aim at the 2/3 to the left. Brilliant. He could use that as an inside lie.
100.
Didn't pass the flight.
But a ton means a lead of 34. It's imperative here that Webster and Bates hold throw. Don't want to go 4-1 down. Barney and Stompy will be halfway there if they manage to take this one.
Oh, bag of Rusties.
80.
Come up there nicely. First to 8 lifts the inaugural PDC World Cup.
65.
Jackson Pollock could not have put on a screen, on a piece of parquet, anything as glittering and colourful. There's 3 layers of dots on weir side. Splashes of colour.
60.
Mainly red
Wales
bits, sometimes green.
170.
Green of Wales, the Dragon team. Opens the door.
26.
Where he's just played over 30 legs of blinded dance back to back, John.
Yes, well, Webster's effort there means that Barney and Stompey have a great chance here now, because Bates will come back for 144, but if Barney gets a treble here now, well, that'll be handy. That's 96 left for Stompey, so this for the Welshman.
Nowhere near the necessary treble. Great chance then for 4-1. Be halfway to the cup. Beautiful. 2 18s. Red bits for the Dutch.
60.
Even so, it was hard luck. We saw there 60 from Barry Bates, not one of his darts threatening the treble 20. It's once again Webster setting his stall out and doing the biz. Yes, that's the one that the Welsh needed. 3-2 down, back in it.
I'm back in the old days. Gareth Edwards screaming at the wing forwards to give him cover.
60.
Carrying all the emotion of his top darts. The cerebral looking captain. And the guy who's built like a hooker. The front row guy. Giving it large.
57.
Only 57 there from Webster. And now Stompey. Wrong treble, but
98.
it's the right one there. Respectability.
It's taken out of Webster. Knowing he was the anchor man in this team. Knew it would come. Knew it would come! His first 180! Say Webster for 30-odd legs. All players have notched a 180. But Webster
56.
played his guts out for 2 games, averaging 102.
Well,
No one is a bit tired now.
That 180 from Bates was all the more remarkable because his previous efforts at 20, treble 20, had all been in the single by a long way, and yet he put 3 together there absolutely brilliantly. Just lacks that consistency. Could say the same as Stompey.
Wales require 164.
It's the speed of the throw of Barry. Sometimes alters the speed of the wrist
60.
relative to the rest of the arm, and it gets what John Thomas Wilson had. It was snatchy. Mind, he is 3 inches taller than Jockey was 5 foot in a dump.
83.
Here we go.
Wales require 104.
Boogie number. Use 6 if they like. Treble 16. Very handy.
88.
Brilliant.
Yeah, pick-off shot that to leave double 8 for Barry Bates, and on a bogey here. Even so, he's going to leave it handy for Barney. Barry Bates will know that if he misses, then could be 4-2. If he hits, it'll be 3 apiece and game on.
One of our crisis points. Study it. Got to watch the flight in the barrel. He's got to go north, I think.
No score.
He went south. Went to where the thick barrels were.
85.
I'll tell you what, the man who most will be dismayed will not be Bates, it'll be Webster, frankly. 85. Now 20 for Bull. Bullseye for Barney for 4-2. Oh,
48.
gave you the build-up, Barney there, changed it all.
There we go. Double it. Across the board for the green bit. 3-3, thanks to the skipper. If he chews his teeth anymore, his tongue will split. The immersion showing here big time.
Yeah, well, Barry Bates' contribution to that leg, let's not forget it, his first 180 of the match.
100.
All 4 players have hit one, we know, and 3 apiece it is, so a level in every way, if you like.
First ever World Professional Champion 1978, Leighton Rees, in a tournament where Eric Bristow was the favourite. Alan Evans never won a World Championship, but won everything else in his white Welsh Elvis suit.
140.
So, Mark Webster in his 35th leg of darts tonight. Got to be fit to play this game, Sid.
Well, for 30 of them anyway, he was averaging on 101. Now that for sure. Just imagine, 30 legs, 101, and still going.
57.
Glitches, little glitches. What a player. We remember him well. Last World Championship a year ago, John.
Yeah, I think the lad's, I'm not going to say he's come of age. You can't say that of a man who's won a world title, but I think this could be the most important tournament for him.
Been the World Cup final of darts. Confirmation what's happened today. Barney picking up the first point against Barry Bass. Mark Webster has been playing out of his skin, levelling things up for Wales. Wales taking a 2-1 lead with that 8-6 victory over Barney. And Stompy squaring things up at 2 apiece, going into the doubles. And it all depends on this. Race to 8 will decide who is the World Cup champion. Barney and Stompy leading 4-3 as we head back to Sid Waddell and John Gwynn.
Yeah, a matter of 40 grand to share between the winners. The losers will get 20 grand between them. So it's
85.
Mark Webster having to hold throw here to level up at 4-all. Reliant, of course, on Barry Bates as well. His partner, Barney, really makes a bid with a terrific 140.
Darts on television started 1972 at the Ali Pally when Alan Evans danced after beating the champion. He had 200 fans with leaks and red scarves.
100.
We then moved in 1978 to the first World Championship. Sky moved it to even greater levels with the Premier League and this inaugural World Darts Cup. Johnny, it's lived up to every tungsten dream.
Oh, Barney kicked off with a 140, gets his second 180 of this match, the third for his team. Double 8 wanted by Bates, absolutely fantastic! He produces that moment from time to time, like a 116 which got him to the final. That was Bates at his best.
And in the game against New Zealand, he got all 6 doubles they needed.
100.
So maybe there's a new theory in the captain's mind. I'll fill me boots. Barry'll bash the doubles. It's not exactly Jungian psychology, but it sometimes works with tungsten.
He's dangerous, Gates. He's dangerous because he throws a throw 320s miles from the treble and then bangs in a 180. He doesn't look as though he's going to hit a double. Then he finishes on 136. You never quite know what you're going to get.
Like John Thomas Wilson, as Prissy said, surely I'll get the shot now. Bing, bing, bing. Treble 19, treble 19, double tops. That was Jockey. Come out of the blue like a viper.
100.
There you go then. Locked at 4-4. 8's the winner and wins the World Cup. The 2008 Lakeside World Champion.
100.
Well, it's Mark Webster. You mentioned leaks, by the way. He's an ex-plumber. He knows all about them, Sid.
I was pronouncing it with 2 E's.
I see.
140.
Oh, lovely last dart! On an angle!
164.
25-degree alteration of angle. Means it now. Means it now. Does he ever? Looking at treble 18 for the bull. Just pulled that shot.
96. Netherlands, you require 101.
Well, Barney here, 101. Now then, 82 left.
Whoa.
Double top for another 3-figure finish.
81.
Not to be.
Wales, you require 68.
Here we have the Professor and the Hobbit. Here's the Prof. One single 11 in the bowl. 11 in the bowl's best way. Once the bull side, go ahead. On the
43.
way.
Netherlands, you
Yes,
require
that was an
20.
inadvertent first dart, and sometimes they pay off. You hit the bull. Remember Mervyn King doing that in a Premier League final, semi-final against Phil Taylor. And there's Coach Stompy hitting the double 5 and making sure that the Dutch stay ahead.
What a match! Fit in. World final. Seen some great past finals, haven't we, John? Since the days of Barney and Shorten and Bogner. It's living up to every bit of a commentator's midnight fantasy. Yeah, we do really think about being on options rather than beaches.
Yeah.
Do we ever?
You're right, Sydney. This is good fun and wonderful darting fair as Bates 60 again, but he'll strike in a moment or two. Rest assured, when you least expect, like the 136 brilliant finish a few moments ago.
100.
Crowd takes its breath. Me and John really need to. Oh, lovely lie.
100.
Just left his finger on the dot too much. Got a natural counter spin. Let's some lovely darts in this, and that room for another one there, John.
96.
It's too high, second dart.
Yes. 220 plus these. Or minus these, I should say. Brilliant. I said he'd strike again. There you are. Ton 40 really does give the Welsh now a chance here to level up.
We'll be going to the 15th leg. The last syllable of recorded turns then. Here we go. 160. Fat 20 and tops for a level game. It's a nice lie to level it.
Oh, that was teamwork. Bates did his bit, yes he did, and there was Webster finishing off. Great stuff there from the two Welsh lads. One from the south, one from the north. Great rivals normally those, but not today, folks. Not here in this final.
I think PDC should strengthen the boards on the stage, because whichever these pairs wins, it's going to be a hoedown. They will dance.
69.
We've seen them both dance. We're Strictly Come Darting. Beautiful, beautiful. Same place, mile away, Matt.
121.
Well, he wasn't lucky there. He's had a quiet period, Stompy. We haven't seen a lot of him in the last few legs. But there are signs there in that throw that he'll be
97.
ready to hit back himself now.
He's got the tricep muscle and the wrist in sync now. Has Bates.
137.
What a belt, and nobody touching the reel. Eyes gimleted on that red bit. Slag dart, still room to the right.
100. Netherlands, you require 148.
And then 148. You want to leave Barney, if possible, as easy a finish as he can.
60.
Well, 88 should be okay, but 100. Oh, that's a great start from Bates.
Got the weight just right, got the weight just right.
135.
Magic! Come and good! Come and good, it's never won a singles. Goes to your head, does darts.
Took double 14 then for Barney. Got to come in a fraction, otherwise Webster wants 100 and he's going to have a go at it. That 135 from Bates has set Webster up.
To head for the first time in the match. 60. Two double toppers, giving them no, where the flight was. The flight was, there was a better
60.
angle to the 60 than seemed on our angle. Here we go then, 2 14s. Cowboy!
To the Netherlands.
Playing like a cowboy on the range.
Game on.
Absolute rocking and showing their emotions now. No place for poker face gadgets this.
58.
You're dead right, and you know, that was Stompy's great contribution there. He's had a quiet period, but signs earlier in that leg when he got a 1-2-1, and certainly
57.
with that finish, that he's got himself back into the kind of form that he's going to have to produce if his team are going to win this.
60.
Our pundits and us sometimes have different views. Brissy, Della and Rod Harrington. Rod Gildas with the right. The performance of the two lesser players, Cole and Barry,
95.
was the key to it. And they have both risen the occasion. I couldn't split their performance. Couldn't split it.
No, they've both
60.
been at times quite brilliant, and at times less so. And you can say that of the two main men as well.
Yeah.
Here's Barney now. Is he going to plough in a big one? It's due. It's due.
Just caught the
125.
barrel of the marker. Much better shot than the end result. Or the pointed end result, as one should say.
60.
Nearly the ton. Well, could be a few limp leaks in Wales if the Dutch keep this pound and that red bit, the green bit on. Come magic.
137.
Last start by Clue.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea to come down. That first start wasn't exactly planted in the treble in a
95.
deep-rooted manner. So, what a chance now that Barney's got to put daylight here.
That's it. 218's coming in. 99 puts them one leg away from the World Cup.
69.
Oh, too much wrist work on that. Make the point rise an inch above the bed. Could be trying too hard now. That's a beautiful dart.
60.
Only 60.
18.
It's a big ask to go one leg away. Double 9. It's a brilliant lie, but it's got to be delicate. Delicate as a surgeon operating on an eyeball.
Game on.
Call it, Johnny.
Yeah. In the last 2 or 3 legs, Stompé has kept the Dutch team
58.
together. He has been brilliant. Found that vital double, found the score when they've needed it, and I think Barney would acknowledge that whilst he was the main man earlier, Stompé of late has kept them well in front now.
Absolutely.
100.
Right then, as I say, Yogi sisters in the commentary box played their part. The 2 lesser names have played their part, and Co is rocking like when he was on his trolley in his pomp.
Yeah, well, Co Stompé hit the first 180 of the match in the opening leg of the match. That's his second of the match. It's the 3rd in all for Holland. It's the 4th in all for Holland.
Perfect. Treble 13. Brilliant dart by Barney. 1 dart he leaves. For his chum leaves a potential 10 darter for the inaugural.
45. Netherlands require 32.
Where's this put his darts away, John? 10 darter.
An 11 darter will do, shake of the head. A 12 darter if he gets double 8. They know they'll be back anyway. And will have to come back.
It would be appropriate if Barney would throw the winning dart. They have opened the door now.
97.
That's not enough pressure to make Barney worried. Double 8 to win the cup. Got to be delicate here. Got to flick the barrel in. Well, here's a look. So tense. Double 4 for it.
Double 4 it is! And Raymond van Barneveld and Co Stompé representing the Netherlands are the first World Cup of Darts winners!
And look out, the Welsh danced when they got into the final. No doubt Barney and Co will raise the silver after the cuddling's over. They say in Ireland they might give us a step.
8 legs to 5. It was not the closest of finals, but this has been a magnificent tournament played over 3 days in the northeast, and it's the Dutchmen who prevail.
What a tournament! 23 teams, 1 drop. There it is! There it is! The Karate Kids stomp! They can stomp now! They'll be kicking their clogs in the Netherlands! Over to John McDonnell with the presentation party.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an amazing tournament with a thrilling final. I'm sure you'd like to show your appreciation one more time. for Team Wales and Team Netherlands. So, would you please welcome, on behalf of our title sponsors, Cash Converters, would you please welcome the Head of Marketing, Mr. Richard Livesey. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The runners-up receiving the silver medals and £20,000. Would you please welcome Team Wales? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the winners, receiving £40,000, the gold medal, the coveted trophy, but most important of all, the title of Cash Converters, World Cup of Darts Champions, Team Netherlands!
What a moment for Holland. As Barney and Stompy lift the World Cup aloft. Holland, world champions. Barney, congratulations. World champions. How does that sound?
Oh. When this tournament was on, you know, I said to people in Holland, I said, don't bother go over there because nowhere you can beat Phil Taylor and James Wade, you know, because number 1, number 2 in the world, but they got beat by the Spanish, and suddenly we were the top seeds, and we went all the way. You cannot describe how happy I am. I'm so emotional now. Thanks to Code today, he hit so many doubles. I wasn't there. He hits everything. Yesterday I was there for him, and that's why we are a team. You know, we're sharing a room together, talking about everything, make fun. And I want to thank Code Stompy for fantastic 3 days, because he makes me love darts again.
Co. I can see how much this means to you. How are you feeling? Your first major trophy.
I'm over the moon, mate, I'll tell you, I'm over the moon. But most of all, to be honest, I mean, most of all, you know, we travel around the world, we get to meet a lot of people, but the support you get in the UK is unbelievable. They pay our bills, they're the best. You're the best, guys!
Let's have a quick word with Mark and Barry. Runners up, you put on some great performances, Mark. Fantastic, and you must be pleased with your form going into the World Championship now.
Yeah, of course I'm pleased. Obviously, we want to win. We wanted to win this competition, so we're a bit disappointed at the minute, but I think we did a good job as a team. I mean, not many people have picked us to go into the final, so I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud of Barry. I think we did a good job, and we'll have another good go at this next year. Hope we can go one step further.
Barry, that 116 checkout to get you through to the final will live long in the memory, won't it?
Yeah, like Mark said, to get to the final, but didn't play too good. If I could have won a singles, never mind, but the best team won at the end of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for valiant runners at Wales. Final word with you, Barney. World Championship beckons. This isn't a bad way to warm up, is it?
I'll tell you, Dave, it's been 3 years ago when I lifted the trophy. It was 2008 back home in Schiedam when I won the Players' Championship. And it took me 3 years to lift another trophy to win again. And I want to thank Cole for a brilliant 3-4 days. Can you believe that we were missing our flight on Wednesday? It was almost impossible to come over here, and now 3 days later we won the trophy. So I'm so pleased with this man.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. World Cup winners, Holland, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be looking back at this great tournament and looking ahead to the greatest show on earth, the World Championships, in a couple of moments' time.